Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Etho, and welcome back once again to the Let's Play series. Mini Mushroom Farm. Oh man, still works. Kind of, maybe. So, I thought of an interesting thing maybe to bring up here, a little conversation piece. For a long time in my life, I had this idea, this perspective that there were people with just natural talent in certain areas, like naturally born artists and naturally born musicians, and I wasn't one of them. So I kind of had this impression for a long, long time that I could never be good at music. I could never be good at arts, and I'm still not to this day. But I've realized more recently that it's not that I can't be good at these things, it's that I haven't put forth the effort to learn them. I think anybody can learn them, to a certain degree anyway, just by putting effort into actually learning them. And I think the time that actually started changing with me is when I started playing Minecraft, because a lot of what you do in Minecraft is like building things and then looking at them and deciding if you like them or not, and then comparing them with other things. I used to see like stuff people built in Minecraft, and I'd be like, oh, I like that, but I didn't know why. And now most of the time I can answer why I like that, or why something's better than something else. So I feel to a certain extent I've learned arts. Maybe the bare basics, right? But it's learnable, right? Even like colors, before I started playing Minecraft, I could not put colors together at all, and now I have some idea of how to do it, right? With music, you know, I thought there were people that were just naturally gifted at it. They have perfect pitch, you know. I've heard things that if you don't learn perfect pitch before you're 8 years old, that you'll never be able to learn it. But I've seen things now that it's like people with perfect pitch. It's not actually something that necessarily makes them better at music. It's just an ability they have. And it all comes down to effort, basically. That's my perspective now. You guys can disagree with me in the comments. Maybe there is some natural affinity or talents associated with becoming among the best in the world, but I think in general anybody can learn something, right? Anyways, there is actually a point to all this. There's a reason I'm bringing it up. It's not very profound, though. But basically, I've been trying to learn music theory lately, putting forth an effort into that. With very little effort, I feel I've learned like a lot of the basics, which I'm happy about. Like, you know, if all the notes in C sound good together, why don't we play everything in C? Stuff like that. Like, I've learned that. Learned a little bit about reading notes. Like, I knew how to play tabs on a guitar for a long time. I can memorize music, right? But I can't actually... I didn't actually know how the notes were laid out on a guitar. Stuff like that. So I've been trying to learn all that. And while looking at, like, how to compose music, I was looking at some Cave Story music to see why I like it. Or try to figure that out. I ended up adding a Cave Story song to Minecraft here. That's the reason for this long explanation. Anyways, here it is. So if you're wondering what that is, that's Moon Song from Cave Story, just the, like, part of the melody. I didn't do the full song or anything like that. Let's get to some of the mechanics here. So to play the song, we just open the trap door, activates an observer here, and then to stop it, we close it. It'll keep playing on a loop as long as that trap door is open, like endlessly. And the range is actually pretty good. Like, you can hear it all the way over here, which is cool. Once you get, like, out here, though, it goes quiet, like when we transition from the rooms. So that worked out pretty good, I would say. Yeah, it just started over here. Listen to this part that's coming up. I'll tell you when. Right here. You see it went, like, high-pitched, and then it dropped an octave. That's a problem I don't really know how to deal with. Let's let this finish. You You see the redstone turns on here, and then I move a piston out of the way to stop it. This is the mechanism for starting and stopping it. The observer's up over there. But yeah, I find like a lot of the songs I try to put into Minecraft, the melody alone usually goes over 3 octaves, and Minecraft only allows you to do 2 octaves. Like that's the range of pitches. There's 24 different notes. We need like 36, I feel. A piano has 7 octaves in total. So if you want like full control of music, that's kind of what I'm hoping they might change it to eventually, now that there's options for more blocks in Minecraft, maybe more data. Kind of hoping they redo note blocks and give them a better interface and stuff so that we can have more range, more instruments. And one thing I've seen done in texture packs that I think is a really good idea, like you see the note here, the music note, but it doesn't say like is it an A, a B, a C, or a D. That's something they could have done really easily that some texture packs do. I'm kind of hoping they change that, because it's really hard to actually encode a song in Minecraft without knowing what letter the note is. You have to go by pitch or by counting, which is really annoying. Anyways, let's move on here. We're going to work on the Mastermind game some more today. And call me crazy, you know, that Etho thing, I start a project, I leave it, I come back, I leave it, I come back. Something about this one, though, I really am determined to finish it. Like, all in one shot here. I don't know why. I guess I want to see it working, right? So we've built a lot of the components to our Mastermind game here. Now we're kind of at the point where we got most of the important stuff built, but we got to start linking it together to finalize it, to actually get all the pieces working together like a big puzzle that's intertwined. Bad analogy. That didn't make sense. Okay, anyways. So one thing I've done now is I've added these water streams on both sides here. These connect the code randomizer to the part of the game here that handles the logic. So, you know that ice stream thing? So basically, let's just show that. We got our random code thing here, purple, blue, orange, red, right? We hit this button, it randomizes a new code. So we'll do that at the start of the game. It'll make a random code that we can't see, that we have to guess. Inside here, I put some concrete powder now. And basically, when we press this button over here, at the start of the game, this is going to happen as well. We eject some concrete powder out of those shulker boxes, and they go into the water streams on both sides here. And then they end up at the ice stream below. Up over here. So this is our code. Green, green, yellow, orange. I just wonder, did I mirror that by accident? So it was, I gotta make sure. So it's green, green, yellow, orange. What does that thing say here? Green, green, orange, yellow. Uh-oh. So I got the yellow and orange mixed up. How did I do that? The green and the green might be mixed up too then, because they're both the same. I can't tell. Yeah, I'll have to fix that, because they should line up with each other according to what we see on the code there. But that'll get them down there, right? So that's all good. I had to do something here with upside down stairs. We're using these to align the blocks, because I realized something. I had like an item on one side of the block here, and I was realizing when I was sending another item down the other side, they don't actually join together. They don't stack, which is what we use in our logic part of the game. So in order to make sure the item ends up like in the middle, we use some stairs here. So when it's going this way, the stair stops it, like instead of going all the way to over here, it stops it like over here. And then again this way, it stops it this way. So instead of going all the way over to here, it goes all the way over to here. So it ends up like right in the middle of this block when it falls down. And it falls straight down. It doesn't slide on the ice. So that's the way we're doing that. You know, I might just do this the lazy way. I don't want to redo the whole stream. So we'll do it like this. We'll just, instead of this stream going up and around this way, we'll make it go through here and connect over here. And then this one, we will run an ice stream across this way and down. Okay. Okay, that'll work. So every one of these is different color. So we got green, orange, red, blue. Green, orange, red, blue. Okay, so let's send this down. I think I got it switched now properly. But I realize there's one more thing that needs to line up. Okay, so we got red going down there, blue going down there. And so it's blue, red, orange, green. If we look down here, we got blue, red, orange, green. So that's the right order. But we also got to make sure, so our switcheroo was good there. Good stuff, good stuff. So we also got to make sure our input lines up too. So if we enter blue, red, orange, green, it needs to line up with the answer there, but also the input down below there. Or our logic, right? So, oh yeah, I got to jump here. So if we jump, that'll break it and send it down. So now, ideally, we should see them stacked together. Yeah, we got 2 blue, 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 green. So everything stacked together like it was supposed to. Yeah, so that should be good. They're all lining up like they're supposed to now. There is something else we got to add to this, though. Like those items, if we leave them for 5 minutes, they're going to despawn, right? So what we got to do is refresh it. And that's why we built it this way. So every time we press this, we can refresh it, right? Well, not quite. We got to add one more mechanism, because these are going to stack together with what we have down there already. The problem is, like, they'll keep ending up in the same spot. Problem is, though, if we have an item here, and let's say it's on the ground for 4 minutes and 50 seconds, items despawn in 5 minutes. In 10 seconds, it's going to despawn. If we add another orange to this, it doesn't reset it to 5 minutes. It's still going to despawn in 10 seconds. So just by adding more items to the stack here isn't refreshing the code. We actually have to, like, remove these and then put new ones there. Okay, so I just added a mechanism to this to remove these so that we can drop new ones down and have the timer reset. So I was going to do something with pistons, and then I realized, oh yeah, just a hopper minecart can pull items through blocks. That's probably the easiest thing to do. So if we make it run across here, it'll pick up all the items above, and now we can drop down the new ones. All right, so we got some more stuff done here. There were a bunch of wires like in the middle of this platform, and I've moved them over. I had to redo a bunch of the redstone, but like those wires were over there before. We got it moved over, so now I was able to extend this a bit more, and it feels like we actually have a nice polished starting area without a bunch of wires in our face, you know, so that's all good. I've added a mechanism on the side here for our white and black peg displays. So there's a dropper up there somewhere storing a bunch of items, yeah, up over there, which funnel into those hoppers, and they all kind of funnel down to about there. But then we need some way of getting the items back up to the top there to make it a complete cycle. And I was going to do it manually, but I decided to add an automatic system for it here. So basically what we're going to do is have a storage minecart. It gets held in place there by this block that can be retracted with a piston. And basically, I think I filled this up. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be hard to do it, though, with my inventory so full. Get rid of some more items. So basically, the items in this hopper will funnel into the storage minecarts. Yeah, they're going in there. Good. And then when this storage minecart gets filled up with stone or whatever junk item we want to use, then we send it off to unload at the top there. So I think, yeah, let's put that. Oh, I'm stuttering. What's going on? Let's put the rest of that in. Okay, and it fully filled up. So this comparator turns on with a power of 15. And this one, since this lever's on, right? It has a power of 15, and it's in subtract mode. So 15 minus 15 from this one is 0, which causes the piston to retract. And then it goes up here, and it starts unloading the storage minecarts. This turns on, which holds it in place. It unpowers a power rail over here. And as long as there's items flowing through this hopper, it stays there. until this kind of all fills up and this empties. Alright, so some of this stuff is actually getting a little bit tricky for me. I'm going to try my best to explain the problems here. So I'm working on the logic part of this right now, like how many black pegs should be awarded and how do we do it. So let's say our guess here is blue. It lines up with that, so we're supposed to get a black peg awarded for that, right? How do we actually detect that is the problem. I thought we could use the pressure plate in the back here to do that, like if it goes over top. But we're awarding the black peg if it stacks, not if it gets to here. Like if it doesn't stack, it'll get to the pressure plate. So basically, we're not detecting if it hits the pressure plate, we're detecting if it doesn't hit the pressure plates. How do you do that? It's a lot harder. Because if it doesn't stack, it'll hit the pressure plate, right? Like that. So I think what we gotta do is maybe have another set of pressure plates. I think we need like another one here, and if this one gets activated, but this one doesn't, then we award the black peg, I think is the idea. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I was going to do something with pistons here, and I'm realizing this is just getting nasty. So I'm going to redo it. Let's see. We don't have a lot of space to work with either here is the problem, because I've added in this rail here. And it's going to get in the way, I think. I kind of have an idea of what we need to do. What we need to do, though. So right above here is that pressure plate we just put down. I think we need like a redstone torch. This doesn't matter. And we gotta like run it under the rail now because it's in the way. So we run it under here. And we'll need some kind of delay because we got to wait for it to hit the other pressure plates. So let's just put that there. And get another one of these. And somehow run it up to here. I guess we could use a slab and then change this to a slab. I sometimes use note blocks for testing. Like if I can't see what's happening, I have to go by sound. So I think we're gonna have to have a redstone torch here. We're making like an AND gate, I guess. Okay, so we run the signal up here. So if this redstone torch turns on, that means we award a black peg. I think. Let's try this out. I'm stuck down here. Oh, okay, so let's test this before those despawn if we can. So we're gonna throw a blue in here, which should line up, right? And quickly, before they despawn. So let's see if that happens. Oh, we heard the note. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this time we're gonna do it again, but we're not using blue. We're gonna use a different color so it won't stack. And no note block played. Okay, so that's good, because we're not supposed to get a black peg if they don't stack. So that does exactly what we want. Basically, yeah, if this gets powered again from that second pressure plate, it prevents this torch from switching. Alright, I might be losing my voice a little bit now. Fast forward a couple hours in time here. I've been working on it non-stop. Redstone projects, you know, they tend to drag on a little bit. They get a little bit tricky when you're trying to finish them. But here's what I've been working on. Basically, I'll show you how I've been testing this. It's actually pretty annoying. But basically, I've been matching the color code here, right? And then I activate this and run down here as quickly as I can and make sure this wire pulses 4 times. Because all 4 of those lined up, so we should get 4 black pegs. And this wire runs over to here. So we got the black peg logic figured out now, I think it's all good. This goes up to the dropper, which shoots those garbage items into our display. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's try this again. Let's Let's watch this, actually. Okay, blue, purple, orange, and... Man, I'm really tired. I said this was blue, didn't I? Okay. Let's watch the display. So this should all move forward by 1, 2. I think. Yeah, and it added 4 again because we matched 4 like we're supposed to there. What happens if we just like match 2? So only green and purple are going to match up. Yeah, testing stuff takes a long time because you got to make sure everything works. Oh, why did we get 3? No. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Make sure it wasn't a fluke. So again, we should only get 1. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Dope. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So this is what determines when to move the display, and I realized it's activating before the items flow into the display. Aha! So, let's try this one more time. And by one more time, I mean for the 100th time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that happened before this switched. Okay, so that turned. Oh, come on. Oh, snap. Okay, I think I got it figured out, kind of. This has been driving me crazy, and it's a weird game mechanic I have never seen. So I'll try to show it to you here. I got 4 green down, so only one of them should stack. Watch the green in the back there. It didn't happen. Okay. It's inconsistent as well, so that's making this even more fun. Let's reset this. We'll try one more time. If we get lucky, it'll happen this time. Okay, so reset. Get the items down again. And we'll drop another 4 green. Man. I don't know what to do about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Quickly, quickly. Okay, let's watch it again. Watch the green. Yeah, you see that? It stole it. Oh, man. That's what's been causing all the confusion. Of course, I'm up there, so I can't see it happening, right? Okay, so I have a theory here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so I think the rule is the stack with more items absorbs the one with less. So if this has 1, and this stack has 2, this stack will absorb the one with 1, and since the one with 2 has the momentum, it's going to keep moving. Right? Yeah, so that's kind of what we expected. Now, if this has 2, and this has 1, it'll stay put. Because the stationary one absorbs the moving one. Okay, so it's got 3 in there right now. If we go 4, 4 absorbs 3, so the moving one should keep moving. I'm not quite sure what happens when they're equal. It seems to stay put most of the time. Anyways, guys, I hate to do it to you, but I think we're going to have to wrap up the episode for today. We're kind of out of time here. And honestly, I wasted a lot of time off camera, like, trying to get that to work today. Lots of bug fixing and lots of things went wrong there. I wanted to get that finished, but looks like we're going to have to spend some more time or off-camera time on it. I can't get it done today, after all. But yeah, anyways, we're going to get into some deep lore, some background information you might not know. Etho subject, Von Sway. Here we go. So the other day in Generic B stream, I complimented his bass by saying, "Your bass looks very Von Sway." Generic B, very exalted, responded, "This is not Von Sway. Etho stole it from me." I was intrigued, so I kept pushing the button for days until finally he said, "One day, Peckering Etho came to me. We invented it, and the next day he called it Von Sway. It's not Von Sway. Oh ho, ho, ho." By the way, Generic B and me, we always tease each other, so don't get the wrong idea on the tone here. He's probably just teasing. Is Von Sway a lie? Please, Etho, me and a small portion want to hear your side of the story. Hashtag Von Sway is real. So I'm going to tell you my side of the story as I know it. I'm going to start off by saying it's definitely true. It would not be called Von Sway without Generic B. Now, when you guys watched the old Minecraft videos, you probably only watched like 1 or 2, 3 or 4 of us, right? You didn't watch the whole server, like everybody on the server probably. But a lot of our videos were really intertwined, like we often referenced each other in some way. So I think the very first time I used the term Von Sway was during the Good house prank, right? But the reason I referenced it to begin with was because a few weeks before that, I think Generic B did a video on the topic of feng. I can't even say it. Feng Shui. Feng Shui. I think that's right. Right. So it's a Chinese decorating term or something. Anyways, in his video, he was talking about how his wife was getting into feng shui and like decorating their house and stuff. And I watched that video, so it was on my mind. So when we were doing the house prank, and we were like stupidly trying to describe all our fancy stuff, like the Persian rugs and whatever in the house, I thought of the term that Generic B thought, or that Generic B said, and I thought it sounded really fancy, right? Feng shui, right? So I was like, okay, I'll say that to describe the house. And I ended up saying Von Sway because I didn't know how to pronounce it. So that's where Von Sway came from. And since I used it incorrectly, like I pronounced it wrong, Von Sway ended up referring to that weird building style that we did in the Good prank, right? Kind of the idea of a crazy building style. And since then, I think after that we did it again when we pranked Generic B. And we did Von Sway again where we just like put down random blocks or whatever. And then later I kind of changed it again, like with the Foolcraft series and that sort of thing. I think I got that right. Anyways, that's my side of the story on Von Sway, how it kind of came to be. And I think we're going to wrap up here. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.